Hello, everyone. This is Jenna with Collective Consciousness on Twitter or at Conscious Creator, and also Dream Awake on YouTube. So, we wanted to get on and talk about energy. It's one of our favorite things because everything is energy. And once you kind of understand energy and the quantum field, everything that's going on doesn't feel so overwhelming because it's kind of giving you your own power back and taking your own power back and getting a grip on your own sovereignty, because you are an energy exchange with the universe, and everything that you exchange with is creating your reality. So sometimes you might be giving your energy away to something else more than you're receiving it, and some other people know this as the law of attraction. So we are a Taurus field. We have a lot of different energy systems in our body, but the energy system that we're going to talk about right now is our electromagnetism. And think of it as an apple. It stems from your heart, and then it goes into a torus, which is two. I should have taken a picture of this because I didn't know I was going to explain it. But it's basically in the shape of an apple, and it's centered to your heart or from your heart, and then it spirals out on both sides. And we have this force field around our body. It's our energy force field. So think of Star Wars, use the force, Luke. And when we are in alignment, our energy becomes incredibly powerful. And being in alignment is through having open energy centers and open chakra systems, which I've done some YouTube videos around that, and we'll probably do some more because it's all really interconnected and it's all really important. So you are an energy force field, and when you are working in alignment and manipulating the energies around you and drawing energy in, like law of attraction, like how they want you to manifest that, what you're doing is you are attracting everything that you want to you. And then there's an opposite of that, and there's always a polarity. It's a universal force in the universe. So everything has a positive and a negative charge. And so we'll just say that positive is to you and negative is away from you. And so there are times where we're giving away more of our energy to something else, and everything is an energy exchange. I mean, that's where the word sex comes from. It's a sacred energy exchange. That is totally what it is. And so what you want to do is get really aware of your energy so that you're exchanging your energy in a way that you're exchanging it for what you want to be the outcome of any circumstance in life. And this is where we end up with imbalances or problems, blocked chakras, issues with other people because we're giving our energy more than we're taking. It's really, really, really important that we understand this one. And so that's why I'm talking about it today. So think of, this is Walter Russell. This is the cosmic pendulum. So everything swings. And Lao Tzu always talks about middle way. And Lao Tzu was an ascended master who wrote a lot of wisdom to share with us. And Lao Tzu always talks about middle way. And I really struggled with middle way for a long time. And I will say that what I'm learning is that the things that we struggle to grasp are usually the things that we can't understand them because they're problems in our life. So it's almost like we have a block to hearing the information because the truth is all around us at all times. but it sounds like a foreign language when we're not open to hearing the truth. But when we're unblocked and we can be open and we can observe the information and witness it and not try to attach to everything and try to understand it immediately, we can sit with this stuff and we can kind of absorb it in a different way. And then it helps us raise our consciousness. And every time we raise our consciousness, all of these things end up taking on a deeper, more significant meaning, because the whole universe is working together like this cosmic clock. I mean, think of it as the gears of a watch, or like I should say a cosmic watch. So you've got all these gears and it's super intricate, and it's like if you're blocking one part of the energy, then it's giving energy to speed up another part of the energy. So, I mean, think of time travel. So you've got these planets and they are all at certain velocities, and they're traveling at different rates of speed, and they have different electromagnetic pulls, and then they've got planets that are affecting them, and you've just got all of this stuff that's affecting everything. And the energy exchange is kind of what changes the trajectory of all of this stuff. So it's a pendulum, it's a sine wave, or a sin sine wave. Everything has a positive and a negative. And so middle way is being right here. And what happens when you're a pendulum, you're swinging the pendulum back and forth. And if you're all the way over here on the pendulum, the law of the cosmic pendulum states that you've got to swing all the way back over here, right? So middle way is being right here. And what happens when you're in the middle of the pendulum? You don't move. Like all the energy is just moving, bouncing around you, and you're just static. This is being the observer. This is being middle way. This is being the observer, not the absorber. And so a lot of people talk about the energies, and I've talked about the energies for a really long time. And I would say I used to respond to my life in a super reactionary way. So I was the person that was swinging all over the pendulum. So I'd like have really, really, really high highs. Well, what's the cosmic law? That the pendulum has to swing the other way. So you're going to have really, really low lows. And so this is why it's really important not to attach to our emotions, because we have all of these energies that are happening around us. Like magnetic poles are changing, and it's an energy exchange. So it's like we're changing with our consciousness. Our consciousness affects the planet, it affects the earth, it affects each other. Like we all talk about shedding, and I kind of giggle about shedding, and I'm not going to get political because I just don't get political, because I have a very different view, and that's just not what we do in collective consciousness, because what we're here to do is to raise the consciousness, and being in a place of duality and separation isn't us coming together and creating expansion. But let's talk about shedding. And it's funny that people are scared of shedding, but we shed energy all day long. Like we shed energy not even touching people. We shed energy by what we energize on Twitter. So every single heart, every single like, every single retweet, every single stop and read one bit of information on Twitter is energizing something. So if what you're energizing is on this end, then what you're doing is you're forcing that cosmic pendulum to have to swing all the way over to this end, right? So if we can, so if we're meeting a situation, say we're meeting a situation with a coworker or a partner, and we're fired up and we're mad, or say we're really, really, really in love, like if we're way over here, then we have all of this that we're going to swing through. And so being able to not attach to this allows us to be here. And it allows us to experience this and experience that. But we can still be this because we didn't attach ourselves to the energy. So we're not all over the place. And history always repeats itself, right? So we're in a situation where, I think a lot of people think that we're right here on the planet and we're trying to get to here. Well, there's a whole bunch of ground to cover, but what if we could just get here and we could just accept all of this and accept all of this and observe from here and come from a place of love and understanding and compassion and acceptance and not have to attach to people that are still living right here or still living right there. And we can just be right here and we can say, I love you even though you're right here. Or I love you even though you're right here. And I don't have to agree because I'm just here. And my life is just happening like this. And I'm not affected by this emotional swing. So this is also why you're feeling these energies, is that depending on how you meet these energies, because as the Schumann, like the coronal mass ejections that are happening from the sun, and then you've got the Schumann resonance kind of going off the chain all the time. And I mean, there's a ton of healing energy going on right now, but there's also blocks happening. So there's a lot of lower blocks, and there's some light with that as well, and then tons of healing. So if you're feeling irritable and you're feeling uncomfortable, it's probably because you're attaching to some of these things, and it's hitting some of these points on the pendulum, and you're not knowing how to manage it, and you're attaching to all of the emotions. And so what's happening is as they're hitting, you're kind of just swinging all over the place, and it's creating nauseousness, tiredness, irritability, uncertainty. And if you just realize it's an energy exchange, I mean, the most balanced energy exchange is right here, because you're basically just taking from both. Or even if you can say you're right here, what if you can just get to here, and then you only have to swing this far next time? And say you do some trauma work right here, and then you only have to swing this far the next time. And then say you decide to let go of some of your attachments, and so you're right here, and this swing feels way better than this swing, because this is the highest high, has to go to the lowest low. This person can just be happy, sad, mad, all these different emotions, and not attach to them and sit with them. That's a really, really awesome place to be. It takes a ton of work to get to that place. And if you can't be right there, just try to be right there. And then just try to work a little bit more and try to be right there. Because everything that we surrender and we let go, we get closer and closer and closer to the middle way. And then if we were to say, this is where we're trying to go, which if you think of this, like this is the labyrinth, this is the spiral. It's a lot. Like this graph I could have a million conversations about different ways to analyze this graph. But if you're middle way and you're trying to get here, it's easy, because over here you're swinging. You're like, how do I get through here? Over here you're swinging. And remember, you're swinging more like this. But if you're middle way, you can keep your eye on the prize and just move through the energy and keep racing and higher and higher and higher. So I hope that's helpful. Your energy is the most important thing. You being the most impeccable keeper of your frequency. I mean, you are so, so powerful. Your energy is an explosive in the universe. You can affect so many things, and it's not linear. So I mean, a lot of people want to know, how did we get to here? Well, imagine all these negative thoughts that we think about ourselves. Imagine all the times that we're angry with other people. Imagine every time you've yelled at a driver in your car because they were being silly or stupid. All of that stuff matters. And it's just like, if you can just get a little bit better at one part of your life, you change this and you change the quantum fabric. You change the trajectory of everything that's happening. It's up to each and every single one of us. It's so, so important. So even if you can't not swing all over the place, if you could just be a better keeper of your frequency and be able to choose to think a happier thought, or choose to use different words to yourself than saying something like I am stupid or I am dumb. Like, if you can say, hey, I'm pretty amazing, or I'm working through some stuff, or I am understanding. I mean, that's reaching for that higher emotion, and that's slowly moving you to the middle way so that you can be an ascended master, just like Lao Tzu tells you how to do. I hope this helps. I hope you're having a really beautiful day. And if this helped you, I hope that you'll share it with other people, because when we learn knowledge, we share as much as we can, because it helps us ingrain the knowledge inside of us. It allows the knowledge to be more accessible in the quantum field. And because we are energy, we are shedding into the energetic collective consciousness, and we want everybody to know how valuable their energy is and how powerful they are, because we can shift all of this just with our thoughts. It's so, so simple. And I just don't think people believe it, but it really does shift our thoughts. And one day we'll get on and we'll share how us shifting our thoughts created a totally, entirely new, different reality for us. And it's so much happier. It's so much more peaceful. And we used to be road rage up the wazoo. We used to be super reactionary. We used to be, why is this happening to us? And now we can just be at peace. And it's to the point where these energies don't really affect us that much, because we've learned to kind of be like more in this realm rather than swinging all over the place. So again, thank you so much. I love you. I hope you're having a really beautiful day, and please share so that we can make the quantum field this beautiful world that we're all happy to be a part of. All right, bye.